is the point in Sedrot. This is a checkpoint from where a path is allowed inside Gaza, and people, it is believed that all those terrorists, about a few dozens in number, they started to invade the Israeli settlement from this checkpoint also. Meanwhile, there was intermittent firing, continuous rocket shelling also that was happening from the Hamas side, and a total sense of panic was present. On this side, there are certain some of the trail of destruction that you could see. These ashes, these forests, they were all burned, and this was the impact of the rockets that fell on these places. You could still see some of the shell of the rockets that are very much present there. If I could show you, and along the stretch of this road, entire road, you will see those sharpnels, those bullets, and every splinters that are used in those rockets are spread and splattered across the road, and that tells the kind of invasion it was. That tells the kind of destruction and mayhem the terrorists had caused in this area on people, unassumingly people who were not even aware that something so major, so massive was going to be there. And this is all the part of the rockets that fell on the ground. And I would show you these sharpnels which is spread across the stretch of this entire road. The bullets which were also fired, because dozens of these Hamas militants were firing indiscriminately along the line on the people. And these are the empty cartridges that you could see. These are the leftovers of the entire attack that happened on that day, and that kinds of tell you something, that how massive, how planned, how organized this entire operation from the Hamas side was. And people were so caught unaware. You could see this prime, maybe somebody was strolling around this area and they had to leave in a very urgent situation. We don't know yet whether the family of the baby was safe, whether what happened to the baby, what happened to the family. But we do know that this situation was abnormally cruel. This situation was abnormally inhuman, and somebody may have never imagined that something so worse can happen to them. In Israeli history, it was first of its kind that about 1,200 Israeli people, more than that, believed to have been killed during the stretch of 24 hours of the entire attack that happened on them. Many people, about 1,000 of them have been civilian. More than that, there are about 200 soldiers who were also killed. If I could show you, these are the kind of shelters that are made of concrete and that are supposed to protect every person who will be able to get inside, and the sharpness, and they'll be saved from the sharpness or the other impact of the blast that will happen from the rocket. And such structures are made or standing at every few hundred meters on bus stops, on schools, on hospitals, and even people, army people, civilians, people in the area, they are alarmed, or they are told about few seconds before any imminent danger is around, and accordingly they find the shelters. Now Israeli forces have taken full control of the entire stretch, but still now the situation on the other side of the border, that is on the Gaza side, is becoming a little worrisome because of the humanitarian crisis that is emerging. About 1.2 million people, Gazan people, they have been asked to vacate the area and move towards southern Gaza, so that they could be safe because of the planned counteroffensive that the Israeli military may launch soon. The territorial fight will mean that door-to-door fighting will happen, street fighting will happen. There are casualties that is being feared on the Israeli side as well. But then the Hamas militants will also try to make use of the present civilian on the ground as a shield against Israeli firing. So this is the situation that Israeli forces wants to avoid, and many more Gazans have been asked to leave or vacate the area. There's a siege, there's essential supplies have been stopped in that area to discourage people to remain in that area and in a way force them to leave from the places. So we'll have to see in the coming hours how the situation unfolds, how the military offensive starts. But it looks like the preparation is on full swing. The tanks or the second line of defense have been created. Many more armored vehicles are moving into that direction, and few more vehicles full of soldiers we have also seen around the stretch. And it looks like maybe very soon we'll have some territorial fights going on in Gaza against Hamas militants by the Israeli Defense Forces. This is a kind of chaotic situation that unfolded unassumingly for the people who were living a normal life and kind of celebrating their holiday season last week. Since then, there has been a lot of offensive that has been started from Israeli side, and now it looks like people or the Israeli forces have taken hold of the entire situation. They are in control of the area. The kind of death or the tragedy, the massacre that was happening in this place was unimaginable. It has never happened in the history of Israel, and this is one of the reasons why the country has become so united and so well prepared in a counter-offensive attack that they are doing on a very large scale against the Hamas terrorists in Gaza side. With the Israeli forces now almost taking over the entire situation under control, Gaza Strip is now been restored and well defended. We have also seen number of tanks rolling along the stretch and continuously firing. There have been firing going on. We saw it happening on yesterday also. Today also there is a intermittent firing. Meanwhile, sometimes there are shelling from the Gazan side also by the Hamas terrorists, and wherever that happens, this Israeli settlement where we are currently standing, the sirens go off, and then we are asked to go to nearby shelters, and they're like every few meters there is one safe shelter, and this is where we go for our safety.